Hey, this is Agatness. Oh man, they really think that they must be smart at my job. Man, it is really freaking hilarious. When people think that they outsmart you, but you've been on to them the entire time. Like this situation, for example. I work at a grocery store, right? Okay, I work at a grocery store. I'm a cashier. So I'm doing my job. This is last week on Monday. I'm working, doing my job, just going about my business, doing the stuff a cashier's supposed to do. I go and get my register where all my money is held, which is called a till or whatever. I go and get that counted. So, because I'm about to leave in like 5 minutes. So that's getting counted, and then I'm told, oh, well, you're $5 short, which means that there's somehow $5 missing or something. And I'm thinking, oh, the buttons have been sticky on the touchscreen or whatever. Probably when I was inputting some of the amounts that the customers were giving me, it probably input other numbers and it messed it up in the system. So they're like, oh, well, this is your third time for this to happen or whatever, so we're going to have to suspend you your next day of work. So I'm like, all right, no biggie, not going to make a fuss about it. I'm like, hey, extra day off, whatever. I'm cool with it. So they're writing up the paperwork. You got the white sheet that they're writing on. You got the pink sheet that's under that, which is like how they have in like middle school when you like get written up and stuff like that. How they have like the two pieces of paper has like the one that you see them writing on, and there's one right under that they write on the one on top, and then it copies onto the one under it. It was like that. So they had the receipt that that had that was that the receipt of how many transactions I had, how much money I made while I was working or whatever, how many food stamp cards were used while I was working, how I registered how many times, how much cash I got, how many people use cash, how many people use a debit card, how many people used a credit card, all that jazz. And how much I had overall, how much I was short or how much I was over or whatever, like if I had any extra change or anything like that, that sort of thing. So they're writing up the paperwork. And the thing with that is that when they give you write-ups, like you got the two papers and you got the receipt that's showing, yeah, you were under $5. So yeah, you get 3 strikes with that, and they try to give you another chance before they decide to actually like fire you and be like, all right, you're obviously stealing. How about we just get you out of here? Let's go. Bye. I've been there. I mean, sure, it's not a really long time, like years or anything, but I've been there a good 5 months. I'm not a troublemaker at my job. I come in, I don't even talk to people. Some of my coworkers come over and talk to me. Those are the people I talk to. I'm not jibber jabbering the whole time I'm working. Like I'm supposed to be on the register, and I got like 3 or 4 people in my line. I'm like down on the opposite end of the store. I'm like chatting with my coworkers. Oh yeah, oh my gosh, that was so funny. Did you see his hair yesterday? Like, oh my gosh, it was hilarious. I'm not one of those people. I will go to my job, get my stuff done, and I'll leave. If I feel like I want some human interaction, I'll go out of my way and talk to some of my coworkers. I mean, I'll say a few things, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like the class clown of the front end where all the cashiers and everything are. Oh, hey, you guys ready to laugh today? I'm gonna do all this crazy stuff. I'm gonna say all this stupid stuff to make you guys laugh. No, I'm not that person. I'm that weird, quiet chick, just like I was in school. Pretty much my entire life, I'm that person at work too. I'm the girl with the dorky glasses. I'm the girl with the crazy hair. I'm the girl that doesn't talk to anybody. I'm the girl that's not ratchet. I'm just that chick that comes in and she just comes in works her shift or whatever, and she leaves. Like some of my coworkers, they'll be on their way out, and I'm still working. And be like, I didn't even know you were here. Like I hear a peep out of you all day. I'm like, yeah, I don't talk to people. But anyways, that's on like a side thing. I get sidetracked a lot when I rant, but that aside. So getting back to the paperwork, okay, my write-up, which was like the actual piece of paper, and then the receipt, which is like the proof of this. When that happens, you have a supervisor, which at my job will be someone in a red vest for the front end, and then what they do if your till is under the $5 limit or whatever, they count it over twice. If it comes up under 5 both times, they count your till over. Then they call a manager. Then the manager comes in and does it 2 more times. If it still comes up short, then then if it's not your first time, if it's your first time, it's pretty much a warning. The second time, I forget. I think the second time it's also a warning, and then the third time you lose a day of work. You get suspended. So as far as I knew, that was only my second one. At least I thought it was, because I don't really keep track of that sort of thing. But you know, I shouldn't even say any names, but I'm not going to. But I mean, I'm just saying. The supervisor that was there, like going through this with me, I'm cool with her. She's cool. When I need to talk to her about stuff going on with my schedule, I can go to her. I talk to her. So we're sitting here talking. I'm like, this is my third one? I thought it was my second one. And she had the paper that has like pretty much like the tallies of all the cashiers and if they've gotten any write-ups for being over or like being under or anything like that. And she showed me the paper. And she's like, oh, you had 2 in May, so this is your third one. One of them would have dropped off. One of your write-ups drops off every 6 months or whatever. And it's only been May, June, July, August. It's only been like 3 months since I got a write-up. So she's like, all right, this is your third one. I'm gonna need you to sign these papers, and like, we're sorry, but we're gonna have to suspend you or whatever. I'm like, it's cool, understand. I'm not gonna make a big deal about it. This sort of thing happens. So she's like, all right. So I had to sign the paper that she's signing on, like she wrote up what was going on. I was under $5 and change. Then I watched her, like I'm watching her write down the stuff on the actual paper, and the manager, he has to write down his stuff too. They both signed the paper, and they both put their name on the receipt from my till count or whatever, and I had to sign that. So I signed the receipt. I slid it through the little window that's right there. They stapled it to my write-up sheet, and then they put it in a folder, which I presume is like my employee folder or whatever that has like my application stuff in it and like my availability sheet, all that stuff that like your jobs keep when you apply and all that, like all your paperwork. So they did that. After all that was done and said, we're talking it over. All right, yeah, you're suspended your next day of work. The next day after Monday that I had to work was Tuesday. It was like the next day. So they're like, all right, whichever day you work next, don't come in, you're suspended or whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. So Tuesday was my suspended day. I wasn't supposed to come in for work. So I'm like, all right, I'm not working, but I need to go grocery shopping. So I go grocery shopping. Everybody's like, you're supposed to be here earlier. I'm like, I know, but I'm suspended. Like, why? Because I was under $5. Oh my gosh, not you. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah. After Tuesday, my next day of work was Thursday. And last week, I had 5 days of work. It's not all like in one big thing, but it was kind of spaced. Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which is sort of the same this week. Like I have to work today. But anyways, yeah. So skip work on Tuesday because I was suspended. Came in on Thursday. They're like, all right, look, we were talking over what went on Monday or whatever. We know you were suspended on Tuesday. That's why you didn't come in. Blah blah blah. All right, here's what we're going to have you do. You're not going to be on register with money. We probably shouldn't even have you on register at all because you're supposed to be doing retraining, which I never did. I didn't do any retraining. I remember exactly what the training consisted of when I started, and I didn't do none of that. None of it. I didn't go all the way back to register 10 with the headphones and the little MP3 cassette that does like the walkthrough that they give to the newbies that are just starting to, like walk them through how the system works, how to input the codes for the produce, and how to scan items, what menus you have to go to do certain things while you're working. I didn't do that. I didn't redo any computer training. They were like, you already know how it works or whatever, so you don't need to do the retraining. But I could have swore I'm supposed to do the retraining. But I'm like, okay, maybe I don't really need to do it, so I'm not gonna make a big deal about it. So I'm like, all right, cool. So they're like, all right, look, we're probably gonna have you bounce around the store or whatever, but for right now, we're gonna have you on register, but we're not gonna give you a till. And I'm like, I thought I wasn't supposed to be on register. Oh yeah, but I mean, you can still be on register, you just can't handle money. I'm like, I thought I wasn't, like, not at all supposed to be on register. I thought I was supposed to be off the register. No, I'm still on register. It's just that I can only take cards. Food stamps, EBT, credit, debit, no cash. Not even for bags. 10 cents. Nope. No cash. So every customer that whole day, they stuck me on register. I was ticked because I didn't think I was going to be on register, so I'm like, are you using credit or debit and or a food stamp card? Because I can't accept cash. Well, why? I just can't accept cash. I shouldn't. I wasn't gonna sit there and explain like my whole life situation as to why I can't accept freaking bills. Just listen to the words coming out of my mouth and understand that I cannot take any dollar bills. If you got a plastic card, come on up in my line so I can transfer your stuff from this cart to this other cart, and then you can get out of my face. And you got some customers be like, oh, is it all the lines? No, it's just me. Oh, okay. Come into my line anyway. That's the day I had to go through this. I'm telling every customer, I'm making eye contact and everything. This one chick comes into my line. I'm like, are you using Are you using credit or debit? She's like, oh, I'm using my EBT card. I'm like, all right, cool. So she comes into my line. Apparently, there's like a cutoff point if you have like a certain amount or whatever. Say if your food stamp card is low. I don't know how it works because I don't have that. Oh yeah, you're black. You should. Oh, all black people have it. No, that's a lie. But we're not gonna get into that. So she clearly heard me say, I'm not accepting cash. I can't accept cash. So her order was like 100 and some. Her food stamps paid for like most of it to about like $20 or so. So she starts reaching into her wallet to pull out cash. I'm like, I can't accept cash. She's like, oh, I totally forgot you said that. I'm like, yeah, I can't accept cash. Do you have some other form of payment? She's like sitting there like bugging about it, and she happened to be Hispanic. This happens a lot at my job, and it kind of ticks me off. I probably should learn Spanish so that like my paranoia won't be, well, it'll still be the same, but at least I'll actually know what the hell they're saying. Because it's obvious that she heard me tell her to her face that I can't accept cash, yet she doesn't pay the full amount with her food stamps and tries to give me cash anyway. Come on! Like, really? Come on, man. Oh, man. These people. Seriously. And I guess it was like her mom or another Spanish chick that was in line behind her or whatever. It's like an older woman. They're like sitting there talking in Spanish or whatever. And she's like, you don't accept cash? I'm like, yeah. I'm in my head. I'm like, I just told you this before you even like walked into the line following my conveyor belt. I told you I can't accept cash. I'm only doing credit, debit, or EBT. No cash. No pay for the bill. No money. Only card. Card only. No money. Seriously. Is it that hard to understand? Money is a universal word. Everybody knows the word money. It might be different in like every language, but it's the same thing. Money. Moolah. Guapo. Bread. Cake. Come on, people. Seriously. It's not that hard. When somebody says no cash, don't bring cash. Cards only. Please. Not that hard to understand. But anyways, so they're sitting there clogging up my line. I got 5 or 6 people behind these 2 people, and they're sitting here talking back and forth. And she's like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. And my coworker that's in front of me, she's like, what's going on? She's like, did you tell them you don't accept cash? I was like, yeah, I told her. And then she turned around and actually quick, yeah, she told me, but I forgot. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, something told me. I knew today was going to be crap. It was, because I had to deal with that. That happened twice, the whole day. And my line got super flooded. Not even my fault. Every single customer I had that day, ma'am, are you using credit or debit or an EBT card? I use debit. Sir, or I can't accept cash. Are you using, credit, debit, or an EBT card? I ain't got EBT. I'm using credit. All right. Cool. Awesome. Ma'am, are you using a credit or debit card or an EBT card? Oh, don't worry, sweetie. I'm using credit. I'm like, cool. Got those good customers that actually know how to freaking listen. And when I don't say cash, they don't bring cash. Or they're not using cash. Seriously. But moving on to later on, that happened on Thursday. Friday and Saturday, the 2 days after I had to go through that whole only doing credit and debit on the line while I was still on register, they decided to actually kick me off the register because the front end manager was back on Friday because she left early on Thursday because it was her loved one's anniversary. Yeah, any excuse to leave, huh? Nobody else can leave early, but it's my hubby's birthday. I have to go and, watch my kids. How old are your kids? Are they not old enough to bathe themselves? What about your husband? Do you think he's going to do something dumb to him? Why won't your husband, spend a little bit of quality time with his kids? Have some fun bath time with them. Come on, Jeremy. Come on, Casey. It's bath time. Come on. We're going to go play with some bubbles and some toys in the bath. Come on. Isn't that hard? I mean, you're at work. If you keep leaving early, you're cutting off your own money, that you're making supposedly for your kids, your house, your food, but it's my hubby's birthday. Bye, guys. I'm out. See ya. Bye. Okay, whatever. I'm like, not my problem. She's not here. She's not here to get on my nerves. Don't care. Okay, bye. Friday and Saturday, we're good. I wasn't up front on the register. I didn't have to constantly repeat, I'm only doing credit, debit, and EBT. I'm only doing credit, debit, and EBT. I'm not accepting cash. Only credit, debit, and EBT cards. Please, I cannot accept cash. Can't give you bags. I can't accept ones. I can't accept fives. I can't accept $2 bills. I can't accept $100 bills. Can't take any dollar bills at all. Can't take any pennies, dimes, nickels, and or quarters. Not dollar pieces either. No cash in any form except for a plastic card. That is it. Friday and Saturday were good. Wasn't up front. I'm in the back. I'm organizing different things in the store. I set up what is that red cow cheese called? It's a red cow with like little circle earrings. Laughing cow. Organized some laughing cow cheese. Looked freaking awesome. Really appealing. I know at least half of it was gone the day after I organized it, and I bet it was because I made it look so nice. Cause usually when they stock things like the circle things, the cheese are like this. They just throw them in there. They don't stack them or anything like that. They just pour the boxes in there and they fall in there however they want. I like to be organized. I like things to kind of look nice. And I mean, when it comes to a grocery store, I mean, the best way for me as a customer to get me to buy stuff would have to be on maybe, like a cool looking display. Like salt. The salt is kind of low to the floor, and sometimes customers will even walk around the store and ask, "Do you guys have salt?" "Oh yeah, we have salt. It's in aisle one." I was in aisle one. I didn't see it because it's so low to the floor, and it has like thin plastic pieces over thin cardboard pieces over it. They probably don't even see it. So what I do is when they like restock the salt and it's a little bit higher up, I know they don't do this on their own, but I mean, I'm doing it because I mean, there are some people that there are a lot customers we get in store range from around my age to like elderly, like literally elderly, like feeble, like kind of like slowly shaking, kind of impatient, cranky old people. So I try to do them a favor. The ones with the bad backs, the ones with the bad knees, they can't be like like bending over extra rainbow style to get some dang salt. So I kind of try to stack it up so it's a little bit higher up. I do it in a triangle. Do, 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 do. I mean, yeah, there are going to be some people that bring their kids into the store and their kids are going to be dumb and knock it over. But hopefully they don't let their kids mess it up, because if anything, it's there to help them. It's not there to, to provoke your child to break stuff in the store. I put the salt in that form so that it would be easier for you to get to, and it's easier for you to see. If there's anything that's easy for any person to see, it's a triangle. I mean, come on now. Well, Illuminati not confirmed with that, but seriously, triangle. It's not that hard to see. Boop, boop, boop. I mean, pyramids are cool too. Also, Illuminati not confirmed. Seriously, that's just it's not I can like I couldn't put the thing like the cases of salt in a circle and then actually like stay there or put them in a square. That wasn't gonna work. That's not how physics works. So the only thing that I could think to make was a triangle. Triangles are stable. Triangles are cool looking. Triangles are appealing to me. So when I see stuff that's low or something that could look a little bit cooler, I put it in a triangle shape. Cans of tuna. I have to get rid of some extra cardboard, so I'm stacking them up, put them in a triangle. I got a few of my coworkers walking past. What are you doing? Making this stuff look a little cooler, put it in a triangle. Yeah, so I do that sometimes around the store. And I think it helps a little bit because, I mean, sure, I'm not there, like standing by it like, yeah, I did that. Do you like it? It's a triangle. No, I'm not sitting there doing that. I'm just like, if it helps somebody, even if even though nobody's like ever actually said anything about it, like, oh man, I probably would have missed the salt if it wouldn't have been in that triangle. Whoever did that, I wish I could thank them. It's not like I actually hear anybody say that. I mean, I wish I could. I'd be like, you're welcome, because that was me. Because I know there are some people, like can't be, like getting all low on the floor to get some stuff because like they have bad bones and whatnot. So I'm trying to do them a little bit of a favor and get it up a little bit higher so it's easier for them to get to. Not everybody is appreciative or thankful that somebody is trying to help them out unintentionally, but people these days. Anyways, Friday and Saturday I keep going forward and then coming back. But yeah, Friday and Saturday I wasn't up front doing anything. I'm in the back stocking cheese, milk, butter, helping in produce put out different items like cilantro, bananas, watermelon, potatoes, all types of stuff. Yesterday, I was doing the same thing. Now, this front end manager that I have, she's new. She's been here for a few months, but she's kind of sort of not been on anybody's good side, except for the new people that come in that are trying to get hired, and she lies to them. Like, she'll sit here and try to pipe herself up and make her seem like she's an A-okay boss. Oh, yeah, you won't have to worry about a thing. You can come to me about anything. I will always believe you. I'm hearing her lie to the new people, and I really just want to turn around and be like, you are a damn lie. You are not there. You are not. That is a lie. When you were the one that accused me of trying to, like, pick a fight with a supervisor, when I'm trying to sit here and explain myself to you, you didn't even bother to try to hear my side of the story. You automatically took her side. Like, really? And you're telling the new people you're gonna believe them? As soon as she left the room, I had to fill them in. I mean, yeah, they're older than me, but I mean, still, I don't think I could just sit there and let her lie like that, because that's obviously not true. I was like, look, I don't know why she's telling y'all this, but I've been in a situation where I had to talk to her about some stuff, and she wasn't really on my side. And I have more evidence than the other person. So if you guys have any problem, you want to go to any of the other higher ups but her, because she'll totally flip it on you. Like, you'll sit here half proof, probably give it to her for her to, bring to somebody's attention so that, like, the whole thing gets squashed. But if anything, she'll get rid of the evidence to make you look bad. I had to tell him. I'm like, she's telling you, that like, she'll try to work around your schedule. That's a lie too. She doesn't even use the correct procedures when she's making the cashier times. She goes freehand with that. She doesn't use the system like she's supposed to. But some people. I'll be right back. I forgot something in the oven. Oh, pierogies. Okay, I'm back. Okay, now I'm back. Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, she's a lie. She'll sit here and say she has your back. She doesn't. She'll sit here and say that, she'll try to work with however you're supposed to or how you're trying to get to work. That's a lie. She will do whatever the hell she wants because she can. Nope. She's not on my good side. She never will be. And to make it all worse, let me tell you guys this. This is why I made the video. All the stuff I was talking about, well, not all of it. Some of it was actually a part of this. I get sidetracked sometimes. But anyways, yeah. This trick, the front end manager, who I should just put on blast, but I don't want to be that person that's sitting here talking smack about somebody on the internet by using their name. I can talk about the person, but I mean, it's not like I'm going to talk about this person and somebody go out and search for, oh, you was doing this and this to my favorite YouTuber. I don't have followers like that. I barely have any to begin with. So I'm not expecting anybody to swoop in and do all this extra just because I'm having a little bit of difficulty at work. I could really care less. I kind of stopped caring about the job when she got there because she wasn't doing anything but messing up to begin with. Being completely honest. But anyways, so it's about an hour or so before my shift is over. Got some new people in for orientation. They're getting the store tour and everything. She's putting on her peppy face, feeding them lies, all this other stuff. She's like, oh, so and so, I heard about your situation, you know, that happened on Monday, Tuesday, or whatever. Do you have any of the paperwork, you know, that you signed on Monday? I'm like, no, I don't think I was supposed to have any of the paperwork. I thought I was just supposed to sign it. But yeah, I don't know why, but when I was given the paperwork, the till receipt was missing. I'm like, you mean the receipt? What's the name? Thingy thing? That, you know, like that showed that I was $5 under, whatever. And she's like, yeah, when I was given it, it was missing. I'm like, I don't know how it was missing when it was on the paper before I left. And she's like, oh, well, I don't know why that's not there. So technically, you're still a cashier. So next time you come into work, you're going to have to be up front on the register. I'm like, with money? She's like, yeah, with money. Since that receipt isn't anywhere to be found, we can't hold you accountable for something without proof. Of all people to say that, you? Really? It was an instant setup. You know why? I know exactly what happened with that. Because how in the Helen Keller was that receipt attached to that paper 4 days before she got a hold of it, yet the day she gets a hold of it, it's missing? How does that work? Do I smell tampering with evidence or what? She's not slick. The only reason why that receipt came up missing is because she probably took it off of my write-up sheet because it was stapled right on top of that paper. And it was in a folder. Unless she ripped it out of the folder and the receipt is the receipt is inside of the folder still, it should be attached to the paper. She's not slick. You're not slick. She really thinks she's slick. I know exactly what she's doing. She's being grimy. I mean, yeah, you're the front end manager. You know, you're supposed to, you know, look over that to make sure everything checks out. But you can check how many tallies I got and me not being accountable. So if I'm not accountable for supposedly not being under $5 and some change, what about that day of work I missed? Am I still going to get paid for that? Or am I not going to get paid for that? Because I was told to not come in on Tuesday because I was under $5 and some change. And that was my third write-up, and I got a suspension, which means I had to miss a day of work. Where's the receipt? I almost said her name just now. I almost did. Where's the receipt? There were only 2 people that would have had that paper before you, and they were both there when I saw everything get put and stapled into a folder. The only reason it would be missing is if you did something with it. Because I was there when everything was being put together, when the write-up was being written down, when the copy was being put through the machine, when everything was being stapled together, when everything was getting put in my employee folder. I was there for all of that. I couldn't leave until they were finished. I saw my write-up paper, the copy of the write-up paper, and the till receipt all go in that folder stapled together. How 4 days later, 4 of my work days later, does it go missing as soon as you get a hold of it? And the only people that would have had access to it were the store manager, the supervisor that wrote it up, and the manager that wrote it up. I couldn't get a hold of it because I don't have a key to get into the office where those folders would be. So it's not like I've got in there and be like, yeah, they're going to pay me for this thing. I ain't never getting no write-up. Yeah, they ain't going to sit here and do me like that. I need to make this money. It's not like I sat there and broke into the office and took it and got rid of it. I couldn't do that. Even if I could, I wouldn't do that. Why? It makes no sense. She got rid of the paper on purpose just so that I would have to be put back up front so that she can go around the store, la-di-da, and do whatever. You're not slick. Almost said her name again. You're not slick. I'm on to you. I'm on to you. You're not slick at all. I know exactly what you're doing. You're being grimy. You think you're so slick, don't you? You do. You're not slick, though. Too smart for that. I know exactly what you're doing. And you're caught. You're caught. I ain't falling for that. So this whole me being a cashier today, even though I'm only here for like 3 hours, doesn't change? Nope. Look over that paperwork and you better put your nose to the grindstone and find that receipt because it was there before you got a hold of it. Or, because I'm pretty sure both the people that wrote up the that wrote up the sheet, that wrote up my my suspension papers, they're going to be at work today, and they can both vouch that it was there because they were there when it happened. They were the ones that wrote on the freaking paper. If you look on the suspension paper, you'll see Joe. You'll see a manager's signature. You will see a supervisor's signature. Trying not to use names. It's getting harder and harder. Man, you'll see 2 names. You'll see a supervisor name and you'll see a manager name. And you'll see my name, the employee name, the person that did this. You will see my name. You will see my chicken scratch signature on that paper and on the till receipt, which I know she probably burned, shredded, and or ripped up and or crumpled up and got rid of because she wants me to be on the front end. And you know what else is bad about that? Not only am I not supposed to be on register since I've been under $5 3 times, I can get fired. My supervisor, the one that I'm cool with, that was sitting here, like that was sitting there doing that, going through that process with me, and the manager that went through that with me, they're both cool with me. They're like, look, we know exactly what's going to happen, so we're going to do you a favor. We're going to stick you somewhere else in the store because you can't be up front, you know, handling money, because, you know, if you come up short again, you're going to get fired. So I'm like, all right, cool, thanks. I'd rather be somewhere else in the store. Anyway, I wasn't supposed to be a cashier to begin with. But I decided, since they kind of, you know, stuck me as a cashier, I just decided, all right, suck it up, do it. I kind of don't have a choice now, which doesn't make any sense. So what she's trying to do is not only get me to be 10 times as stressed out, because being a cashier is extremely stressful. Oh, being a cashier is easy. Not working in a grocery store, it's not. Probably in other stores is a lot easier, like a clothing store. I've worked in a clothing store before. It can be just as bad as a grocery store. I mean, sure, all of the registers aren't all close together. They're like spread out yonder throughout the dang store. But still, those customers can get their rage on too. I mean, I wasn't a cashier at my old job, but the cashiers were always complaining about the customers. And I'd be around organizing clothes and stuff, and I'm hearing the customers go off, da, 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 this is on sale, and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. I'm like, glad I'm not a cashier, because I would have straight up walked out with all that. I don't like being yelled at. No, thank you. Yeah. So not only is she trying to stress me out, but she's trying to intentionally get me fired. Because she knows, as much as she brags about herself being such a good front end manager, if anything, she should know the policy and what happens when a cashier is short 3 times. You get the boot. Almost said her name again just now. You're not slick. I'm on to you. I'm not leaving. Not yet. Not yet. You're not slick. I will be tapping and dancing around that store. I am not getting on that register and setting myself up for failure. Nope. Not until my backup plan falls through. If it falls through, I will gladly jump on that register. Matter of fact, no, I'm not. That's a lie. I'm not going to jump on that register. I'm still not going to, because it's a setup. I'm going to have to wait 3 more months, which I'm most likely not still going to be there, because she's probably going to try to force me to get back on register. But I have an alibi, and also 2 higher up witnesses to, this whole thing, to where they can overrule what she says and make sure that I don't intentionally, get fired, because it's her trying to force me to get back on the register when I'm not supposed to be on it. She can get bit for that, because it's not my fault. Her being my superior or whatever, and she's trying to go against the store's policy. You'll be out of there before I am, because you're going against corporate with that. Those rules are their rules, and how we're all supposed to be on our best behavior when HR comes in to monitor the store and make sure everybody's doing their job. Do you really think that they're not going to crack the whip down on you if you're not following their rules because you want an extra cashier, when this cashier cannot be a cashier? You about to get it, and it's gonna be your own fault. And as soon as it happens, I'm gonna be the first person to laugh, because you freaking deserve it. Trying to screw over somebody else, you end up screwing up your own self even more. Karma is the best. And I got about 4 hours and some change before I have to go to work, because for whatever reason I'm starting work at almost 5 o'clock today. And usually it's between 10 to 12 that I start, usually. But my hours are never the same, so I couldn't really say it's always this or it's always that. But yeah, she's trying to set me up for failure. And this is why I made this video, because it was a setup. She's not slick. She's really not. I'm on to you. And if you ever stumble upon this video, I want you to know that I hope you lose your job in the worst possible way, and I hope you get publicly humiliated. I really do. Because you've done so much to hurt other people, and they've never done anything else to you. I hope when karma finally gets that whip around for you, oh yeah, yours is going to be one hell of a show. I will see you guys later.